Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark Pro Wrestling Logic review for the 11th of the 11th, or no, the 10th of May 2022. Again, we kind of are always adding new content, at least I hope. Over 2,600 deep at this point and continuing to add. We try to add old school and new school stuff, although I'd rather do all stuff before 1997, but obviously there are people and listeners who enjoy the newer content. Anyway, we continue to add to several series, and like I said, with 2,600, it's certainly something for every person to listen to at some level anyhow. So this is the AEW Dark results for that 10th of May. Jay Lethal with Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt defeat Jake Something. This is the AEW debut for Jake Something. Not exactly a guy that I would have picked up, but it is what it is. Lethal jumps on Something at the bell, giving him a quick advantage. Something then fights back and gains control of the match. Spears Lethal into the corner. Something locks on a superplex next, but Lethal then fights back with a series of headbutts, and Something hits the mat. Lethal then delivers two consecutive elbow drops. Lethal then finishes Something off with a lethal injection. Alex Reynolds against Jake Manning. Manning, one of the better independent talents that never really got a national run, gets an upper hand on Reynolds early, tossing the book at him and punching him quite a bit. Match goes to the outside. Manning gets beat down on the Dark Order members. Some more action comes back to the ring. Reynolds delivers an elbow to Manning and picks up a victory. Gerard Jalal comes back, cuts a promo about hoping Andrade realizes the talent he has and sees what Matt Hardy never did. If he does, then he must see invisible things. Gun Club, Austin Colton, Gunn defeat Fly Deaf. Colton works on Zach Mason, start before the tag out with Warren J, who gets a little bit of offense. Austin finishes the job with the Colt 45. Sean Dean defeats Serpentiko with Luther. Dean and Serpentiko counter each other early. Luther gets in and leads Serpentiko to take control, working down on Dean. This doesn't last very long. Serpentiko isn't done on offense, though, and manages a flatliner, which gets him a near fall. Finish comes when Luther tries to get involved in the match again, but Serpentiko accidentally nails him with a kick. Dean then responds with a suplex for the win. Lee Johnson and Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson defeat the Brick City Boys. Johnson starts off with Julio Cruz, tags in. Anderson comes in and delivers a back elbow to Chase. Anderson then finished things off, giving Victor Chase a gourd buster to get the win. And Brock Anderson is still one of my favorite individuals. Anyway, so Abaddon defeats Vicky Dreamboat. Dreamboat hits Abaddon with a crossbody. Abaddon comes back up. Abaddon then hits a lariat following a few elbow strikes along the way. After hitting a senton, Abaddon hits Dreamboat with a black Orihara, and then Gerald Jalal with Angelico defeats Trip Jordy. Jordy does a tick-tock dance move, nailing Jal with a clothesline. Jal is frustrated and starts with multiple suplexes. Jal finishes Jordy with a lift-assisted cutter, followed by a running pump kick, and absolutely no one cares. So Kiera Hogan with Red Velvet defeats Sky Blue. Blue is blazing quick early, and Kiera Hogan has to regroup at ringside. Hogan then regains composure, and Blue chases her around the ring on the outside. Match goes on. Hogan becomes frustrated with Blue and attempts a dive from the top rope, catching her with a super kick, and then Blue kicks out moments later. Hogan nails Blue with a roundhouse kick, and another Velvet distracts for the victory. Factory, Aaron Solo, and Nick Canamorado with QT Marshall defeats LA Dojo, Kevin Knight, and DKC. Solo and DKC start the match. Knight and DKC work together reasonably well, but they've both been around each other for a bit, so that's understandable. Anyway, Camarado comes in and prevents Knight from making a tag, throws him to the outside, attempting to bulldoze Knight at ringside. Camarado then runs straight into the ring post. They gave Knight time to roll to the back and make the tag to DKC. Solo appeared back in the match, but then is on the receiving end of about 20 DKC chops. Camarado regained composure and then made his way back into the match, but then double team work on Knight pretty quickly. Finish comes when Camarado takes out DKC at ringside, slamming him into the barricade. Knight then is on the receiving end of a flying kick, solo, and spear from Camarado, which spoils the demise for his opponent. After the match, Factory puts DKC through a couple tables, leading to the rest of the LA Dojo making the save. Rohit Raju comes in and takes care of Adam Priest, and luckily this is near the end of the show because at this point it's running wrong. Raju and Priest do strikes early. Raju gains the upper hand. Raju then comes with a running knee at Priest and then gets top rope stomp for victory. Evil Uno and 10 with -1 defeats Cesar Bononi and Tiger Ruas. The Dark Order thing just needs to go. Ruas takes out Uno. Back kick at the bell. 10 comes in and ties Ruas up, and Bononi tags himself in. Bononi and 10 square off. They do a hoss fight deal. Bononi then throws around Uno and has very little trouble in doing so. 10 eventually comes in off the hot tag and delivers a few pump kicks on Bononi. And then Ruas, Uno, and 10 begin exchanging regular tags. And then the match begins to turn back in favor of Bononi and Ruas. And then works over the Dark Order at the end after 10 nails Ruas with a discus lariat. Ruas then submits to a full Nelson, and there you go. Anyhow, so ultimately that's that, and there we go. So we'll be back with more right after this.